A huge crowd of Monster Jam fans who have come from cities all across Northern and Central California have poured into a chilly AT&T Stadium in San Francisco to see the world's best racing and Monster Jam freestyle. It's Monster Jam in San Francisco, and it's coming up next. Who's ready for Monster Jam? Some of the world's best Monster Jam superstars are going at it on a very unique racing course in San Francisco, California. Hi again, everyone. I'm Scott Douglas. Welcome to Monster Jam as we take you to San Francisco, California for both competitions. You're going to see the great racing action and the awesome freestyle. First, of course, the fans meet the drivers. Rod Schmidt in the Gravedigger is going to be one of the favorites in this competition, but former Rookie of the Year Mark McDonald in Safe Auto figures to be a player as well. It is a star-studded lineup. As we get to the semifinal round of racing at AT&T Park in San Francisco, it'll be the Safe Auto Minimizer and Escalade in the battle of two of the young rising stars in the sport, and then Gravedigger takes on a California favorite in the Patriot. First, though, we begin with Mark McDonald and the Safe Auto Minimizer racing out of the middle part of the country in Claremore, Oklahoma, and it's George Belhan in a truck he doesn't even put a name on, an Escalade. Escalade pulls McDonald off the starting line. Nicely done in the turn by George Belhan. He got up on two wheels but pulled it right back down. And as they come around to head for the finish line on this very short but still exciting St. Louis-style oval-type course, the victory goes to George Belhan and Escalade as he knocks off one of the toughest racers out there in Mark McDonald. And as you can see on the replay, it was a very close race. The margin of victory just one truck length for George Belhan and Escalade. So he will go into the racing finals. Dan Rodoni from Santa Cruz, California, and the Patriot is always a favorite anytime the Monster Jam stars come to California. But here, he has to take on Rod Schmidt, driving for Team Gravedigger. And Schmidt's got the lead into the first turn. Now they'll pick up a lot of speed coming down the straightaway, heading back down and into the final turn. Schmidt comes out just a little bit deep. Chance for the Patriot to possibly make up some ground, but no, he won't get there. Rod Schmidt and Gravedigger records the victory, and what a championship race that sets up as Gravedigger will go up against Escalade. Again, Rod Schmidt ran a very sound race. Rodoni got in a little bit of trouble, and that was all Gravedigger needed to put him away by 2 truck lengths. And now, to the Monster Jam finals. This is how they got there. Escalade with a very tough win over Safe Auto. Gravedigger able to knock off Patriot. Now these two will go at it in the finals. Gravedigger in the 25th anniversary of the most popular Monster Jam truck in the world, Rod Schmidt, one of the Team Gravedigger drivers. He has the assignment in San Francisco tonight for Team Gravedigger. Going up against the beautiful black Escalade, George Belhan, one of the rising stars of Monster Jam, who came from running four-wheelers, quad-type racing, but now he's in a monster truck. They are looking for that green light and the start of the finals. Both trucks come even off the line to the first turn. Now they'll turn away from each other. They head down the long straightaway and turn back in towards each other, and they can see each other eye to eye, and Escalade sees he's got a shot. Here they come to the finals. Rod Schmidt missed the final turn. It's a huge victory for George Belhan, and Escalade gets an impressive racing victory. This youngster has been rising up the ranks in Monster Jam, but one of the trucks he struggled to beat has been in matchups against Team Gravedigger, and you can see the celebration for Escalade. The spinner wheels really look good when the donuts start going for George Belhan and Escalade. Again, one of the biggest wins for him because it comes not only in the finals, but it comes in the finals against Team Gravedigger, a team that has generally had the best of him in his first few years in Monster Jam. So personally, and here you get a great look at those awesome spinner wheels, the neons under that truck. It is one of the most impressive trucks on the circuit, and tonight it was very impressive in racing here in San Francisco. The victory goes to George Belhan. We're going to go down to the floor and hear from our winner, George Belhan.
What a way to start it off, man. Great job out there. Truck was strong. Man, that truck was great. I got a great crew behind me. Without them, I couldn't be out here. They got a rough couple weeks ahead of them these next few weeks. Bobo, my crew chief here. We got Mark and Jimbo. Man, it's just been one of those great days. We've been having a great time in San Francisco. These fans are great. It was cold out here. They're keeping warm, sitting with me on the couch. We thought they deserved something better. We built that beautiful black Escalade right there, put some spinners, some neon lights. We want to give back to you guys, and you guys have been giving back to us. We see you supporting us. We see our T-shirts, our puff trucks. That's what keeps this thing rolling down the road. That's what's going to fix it tonight after I tear this bad boy up for you guys in freestyle. Don't go nowhere. There's a lot more to see.
So you got a little bit more that you're going to put out here freestyle. I know you love that game.
You know, I came as a racer and kind of grew to love freestyle. Grew up watching the Gravedigger truck and the Max D truck and kind of fell in love with it. There's some great trucks out here. It isn't going to be easy. We got Mark McDonald driving Safe Auto. As he said earlier, he's my crew chief. Man, the kids come on strong, fast. We got Gravedigger Rod Schmidt. We got some really awesome trucks. We got Candace out there in the new Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Saw a lot of those hats out there. So it's not going to be easy by any means, but at least we got one win down and we got one more to go. And like I said, stay tuned. There's more to come.
All right, congratulations, the winner of tonight's racing final with the Escalade. Congratulations to George Belhan.
We will see more of George Belhan in Escalade when he comes out for freestyle later, but the first out to freestyle in this competition, the Renegade, a truck out of the Pacific Northwestern corner of America in the state of Washington. Joshua Patterson, one of the newcomers on the circuit. Now in freestyle, the rules are each truck has 90 seconds. You must fill the clock. If you leave any time on the clock, the judges are going to deduct points. Other than that, they're looking for big moves, big momentum, big noise, everything you want. It's big, big, big when it comes to monster trucks. One thing the judges will do is look for the trucks that really come up with unique moves that others aren't able to do in the competition. And certainly they want a lot of momentum, which Renegade is struggling with right now. Some problems already for Renegade. Now, 3 judges do the scoring. Each judge can score on a 1 to 10 basis, with 10 being the best. Will total them up, and that's the total score. So a perfect score will be a score of 30 should any of our drivers in this competition attain that from the judges this evening. Well, Renegade seemed to stall, got the truck refired, backs it up, and nails a nice sky wheel. So again, Joshua Patterson, a new driver, learning the ropes right now, and he still has 40 seconds on the clock to do some things. And he gets good air right there to get up on top of that van stack. Actually, the box truck was there in the middle of it. The vans leading up to it did a nice job, but I think they're looking for more big air. That's what he needs to be able to generate to get a good score from the judges. Down to the final 20 seconds of the run, and you can hear the powerful engine underneath the hood, but that's about it. He's going to stop with 15 seconds left on the clock, and that's going to be reflected in the scores for the Renegade because he ends up not completely filling the clock. The judges will deduct for that, and you can see the scores aren't that big. It's a 6, a 4, and a 6, so the total is 16. As we go back to look at some of the highlights, and there were a few for the young driver Joshua Patterson in the Renegade. Nice sky wheelie on that maneuver right there, and the sky wheelies did seem to be kind of the best moves that he had, but it did not look like the truck was at 100%. A lot of that white smoke certainly was not a good sign for the Renegade. Phil Foster next out in Tropical Thunder. Here's a driver that got out of the sport for a couple of years, was part of world champion Tom Mentz's Team Mentz, driving the backup Maximum Destruction machine for Tom. Got out of the sport for a couple of years, wanted to get back in it, and now has himself behind the wheel of Tropical Thunder. Looking to get some donuts to break loose, but wasn't able to quite get what he wanted there. I'm not sure this surface is going to be conducive to great donuts. We'll see as the night goes on. Different tracks allow drivers to do certain things, and because it is very chilly here tonight at AT&T Park near San Francisco, California, it's one of those nights where the dirt is kind of being a little bit difficult for some of these drivers to break loose on. But there's a nice sky wheelie, sticking that nose straight up in the air, just what you want to do on a sky wheelie, and Phil Foster certainly impresses the judges with that part of his performance. He's halfway through, so he needs to fill this 40 seconds with some exciting moves to be able to take the lead. Right now, Candace Jolly sits in first place with a score of 17. Now here he comes looking for some big air. Nicely done as he powers it up and over one of the bigger obstacles on this track here in San Francisco. A couple more moves and he will fill the clock. He's got it down to 18 seconds. And he's not done yet. Phil Foster and Tropical Thunder. Wasn't able to really sustain a lot of big momentum, but what he did do is hit everything out on the track, and that is one of the first rules that the judges are told to look for. Make sure they hit every obstacle on the track and do everything they can to get the fans excited, because of course, freestyle is all about pleasing the Monster Jam fans. There are the scores, and they're good scores. 3/8 for a total of 24. So Tropical Thunder, Phil Foster, will move into first place here in San Francisco, and he's giving the fans a little bonus, a little encore action for the Monster Jam fans in San Francisco from Phil Foster and Tropical Thunder. Well, we've got a big developing story going on right now. Gravedigger, one of the pre-race favorites in this competition, apparently is not going to be able to make it out after a problem in the racing final. We hear it's electrical problems. We're going to go down to Larry Jewett, who's trackside, standing by, as Rod Schmidt's going to head over and explain Gravedigger's woes.
He's been working awful hard. He was out in the finals, wasn't able to get the truck repaired as it finished up its run. And I know there's going to be a smile on his face, but it's going to be obviously quite disappointed. Rod, what an effort, Rod. We appreciate you coming out to San Francisco and all the effort to get that truck running.
Yeah, man, I can't tell you how hard we wanted to run here tonight, being our 25th anniversary. And these great fans, man, they come out here, rain, shine, wind, snow. They don't care, man. They're out here to support Team Gravedigger. We had everybody's crew over there trying to get that truck fixed. It's a major electrical problem. Came around that last turn during racing, cut a bunch of wires, tried to get it back together. They won't let us work under the truck while the other trucks are running, obviously. But, you know, we did what we could do, and I just want to thank all these great fans, man. We're disappointed like you guys are, too, man. We want to come out here and run, and if they can get it going, man, I still want to go run.
Doesn't look like that's going to happen, though, as we're going to watch the performance of Dan Radoni and the Patriot. And he comes out strong. That's what you want to do in freestyle. Come right out, and as I like to say, announce your presence. Let these fans know that they are getting ready to see big power, big air, and there's some big air right there from the Patriot. Very popular truck, runs mostly in the western half of the United States, but certainly has made a name for himself, especially in his home state of California. And Radoni loves running in front of these Monster Jam fans here in San Francisco tonight. Now the score he'll need to beat to take the lead is a 24. Tropical Thunder sits in the number 1 spot. Certainly, the Patriot is doing everything he needs so far to take that lead. The first thing he'll need to do at this point is fill the clock. But he has given us the biggest air, the most momentum, the biggest power and excitement, and there was a nice save. This is an outstanding freestyle from Dan Radoni and the Patriot out of Santa Cruz, California. So he's this close to home. You know he wants to get the win, and he is giving it everything the Patriot's got. If he can finish this final 20 seconds up big, I think we're going to have a new leader. Great air once again. And when you compare what the Patriot's done to the others who've come before him, no question that this is the best run we've seen so far in this competition. And now he even gets the donuts broke loose. That's even more impressive because remember, Tropical Thunder could not get the donuts to break loose. The Patriot is able to do it, and he has filled the clock. The judges are being told to get their scores ready, but it doesn't look like the Patriot wants to stop. How about this guy? A Californian having a great time in California. It's his home state, and he's turning into one of his best freestyles ever, and the scores are going to reflect it as the judges give him a 10, 9, and a 9. Great scores for the Patriot. That is your new leader with a score of 28. So there are still a couple of trucks to come who are big timers, but they're going to have to go big to beat that awesome performance from California native Dan Radoni and his truck, the Patriot. Wow. One of the things to keep in mind as we look at the slow motion highlights of a simply brilliant run from the Patriot is that Dan does what he's supposed to do, and that's give the fans a little bit of everything. Great wheelies here, the biggest air we saw all night, and then when he comes off that jump, not only does he hit hard on all 4 wheels, which is a tough hit, the truck hangs together, gets up on the rollers, and 2 wheels it, brings it back down, and then here gives us the longest jump that we saw in the competition. So, the Patriot, very impressive. The scores, again, they're good, but not quite enough. 9, 9, and an 8. So it's going to be a score of 26, but a popular run from young Mark McDonald in his 2nd year out of Oklahoma. There's one of his best leaps of the night as we go to the slow-mo replay. He really nailed that one. And now he'll come back to the other box truck on the other side of the stadium floor. Didn't quite get the elevation off that one, but he gives you a different look as that one came down nose first. Still, Safe Auto able to drive out of it nicely. And then sky wheelies, both in the red lane and in the yellow lane, done very well. Didn't quite carry the power and momentum of the Patriot, and that probably reflects the 2 points difference between two excellent freestyles. Right now, though, it is the California-based Patriot with at 28 points, able to stay in front of Mark McDonald's excellent run that got a 26 in Safe Auto. Well, the question is, can our racing winner come back and win freestyle as well? George Bellhand's going to try to do it right now in an Escalade. So Bellhand scores a 26. Now look at these donuts. You can see he's taking the steering wheel off and he's holding it through the roof hatch. But he did it after the judges' scores came in. That might have helped him have a chance to beat the Patriot, but he saved one of his best moves for after the scoring was done. Still, George will tell you the most important thing, that all of these great Monster Jam fans are on their feet, and that's what he's loving right now. Nonetheless, the Patriot is your winner as we take a look at some highlights from George Bellhand and his run in his Escalade machine. Again, it's just such a big, powerful machine. Here's where Bellhand can really excel as he comes over and gets that slap wheelie going and rides the slap wheelie way down to the far end of AT&T Park here in San Francisco, California. Again, another move over one of the big box trucks, and you can see he just crushes the top of that one down. As Bellhand had some great air. It was a very strong run, but again, the judges deciding that the Patriot was 2 points better than both Escalade and Safe Auto. The fans getting an incredible battle between really these three more than anything else. And the Patriot will come away your winner despite all these awesome moves from the impressive-looking Escalade. So George Bellhand certainly makes more fans in this performance here in San Francisco, California, but he will end up the night, despite that great ending that came after the scoring was done, in a tie for second. Your winner is the Patriot. We're going to send it back down to Larry Jewett on the floor to talk with our freestyle winner.
You, my friend, you are the champion. The Patriot wins the freestyle competition. That's got to make you proud.
It's pretty awesome. You know, I got quite a few racing wins under my belt, but it's the first freestyle win. And, you know, it's just some awesome fans here in this area. Been really disappointed with the shows in the past just because of the weather. And this year, the weather was good, and I wanted to just come out here and run the wheels off that truck. I didn't care if it was going in the trailer in pieces. Got my 2-year-old daughter here, first monster truck show, so I'm just stoked right now.
There you go. That's your good luck charm, I think.
Yeah, well, I hope to see her at many more, so.
Oh, congratulations, Dan. What a great job. Dan Rodoni, your winner in our freestyle competition. The crew worked hard on the Gravedigger truck, couldn't get the truck repaired in time for tonight's freestyle action. Your official winner of freestyle, Dan Rodoni from Santa Cruz, California. The Patriot is your winner.
Thanks, Larry. The Monster Jam fans were sure big winners after watching all the great action in San Francisco. Your top three, the Patriot leading the way. It is, as you heard in that interview, just a huge victory for the California native. Dan Rodoni coming up with a victory against a great field of competition. You saw some huge air in freestyle from the likes of Mark McDonald in Safe Auto, and certainly George Bellhand in his great performance in an Escalade. But at the end of the day, despite those impressive wheelies, it was the Patriot your winner. See you next time on Monster Jam.